For my food presentation, I decided to do it on fried rice. So, the history and culture of fried rice is that it was a traditional Chinese dish that is said to be invented during the Sui dynasty, and it started because of Chinese taboos against wasting food. So, it started against Chinese taboos of wasting food, and they would use the leftover rice and food to make fried rice. And in Chinese culture, however, plain rice is preferred and just normal white fluffy rice, but fried rice became more popular and is often known as a comfort food or can also be seen as a popular street food. Fried rice is also sometimes served as a penultimate dish in Chinese banquets. The Chinese believe in good nutritional foods and focus more on fresh food than the US. They care about texture, flavor, color, and aroma in foods and put large focus on the four food groups as opposed to dairy or processed foods. So, in all, with the history and culture, although Chinese fried rice did not start as a traditional dish. It was more of a way to not waste food. It has become more traditional and a lot more popular as time went on, and will always be a way to um, not waste food. So the nutrient composition of fried rice is not the best, to be honest. Yes, it does have a lot of vegetables. It has protein, it has rice. However, with the soy sauce and the seasoning and it being a fried food, it is not the best food for you. But of course, those vegetables and all of that don't lose their nutrients. It still has some good qualities. So below I put together the nutrients based off 1 cup of PF Chang's fried rice. So there's 260 calories, 6 grams of total fat, 75 milligrams of cholesterol, 500 milligrams of sodium, 37 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. So the biggest thing in this is the 500 milligrams of sodium, quite a lot. That is mostly the soy sauce and the seasoning, though. So you can see where that comes from and its relationship to disease. So this was something I found really interesting because I did not know this was a thing. And even though it is about fried rice, I do eat rice on a daily. So this was interesting to know that fried rice is made with, of course, many different ingredients. Thus, there is a bigger chance of one of the ingredients having a negative or positive correlation to disease or health risk, which is something I already would have assumed. But according to USA Today, fried rice is often associated with outbreaks of B. cereus because of the way it is prepared. So this is a bacteria that will produce a toxin when heated up and left out for long periods of time, according to the CDC. So that bacteria will most likely not cause long-lasting issues, but can create vomiting sickness from 30 minutes up to 16 hours if the stimulated pores are consumed. So this was really interesting because basically it's just saying that since fried rice is often like a leftover meal, if it is heated up and left out again, that bacteria become a lot more prominent and can become a lot more toxic to whoever is eating it, which is probably a really good thing to know because even though this may not last like long lasting disease or anything like that, I don't think many people would want to deal with the food poisoning that it does come with. So I thought that was interesting. And then the ingredients. So the ingredients are very up to whoever's making it. It is a very unique dish and very customizable, but the main or common ingredients of fried rice are usually rice, eggs, vegetables, onion, soy sauce, garlic, and some type of protein, whether it be chicken or another type of meat. This dish is very customizable, like I said, and since it is originally made from leftovers, it can be made with whatever the leftovers were. So for the most part, the ingredients included are fresh whole foods that give the meal a good nutritional value. The main ingredients being rice and vegetables, having good nutritional value, however, again, would be better without the soy sauce and the oil. So the agriculture of fried rice is obviously very different because there is a lot of ingredients, but I decided to focus on rice because it is the main um, ingredient in the food. So rice needs consistent irrigation all season to grow. So planting begins late February to early May, and it is planted using a grain drill or airplane. So rice plants will grow 3 to 4 feet 120 days after planting, and after this occurs, farmers will construct either leaves to help irrigate the field. So that's a machine that helps flood the field. In mid-late summer, the rice plants will begin to mature, and in mid-July to November, the water is drained from the fields and machines will separate the grain from the stalk. So after the grain is separated from the stalk, it'll go and it'll be dried. And then that is what, after it is harvested, the fields are flooded to improve wildlife habitats and return nutrients back to the fields. So next is the preparation. So the preparation for fried rice is simple because of it being made from leftover ingredients. When making fried rice from fresh ingredients, the steps are very simple. So you cook your eggs and your protein of choice, you add your fresh vegetables, you stir fry the rice separately, and then you season and enjoy. It is very simple because all you're doing is either refrying the leftover ingredients from before or frying new ones and then just adding it all together. So tasting. I surprisingly did enjoy the dish, although I eat rice on a daily and chicken and rice is something I'm very accustomed to. I am extremely picky and do not eat vegetables that often, so I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I did. I thought the taste was mainly seasoning and soy sauce, but um, pretty good. I did like all the textures and tastes together. The only ingredient of the rice that I was not a fan of was eggs because I do not enjoy eggs. And then I also added that fried rice is a component of East Asian, South Asian cuisines, and Indonesian culture, and is made of virus leftover ingredients, like I said before. That's the picture of it. I think it would have been a lot better if I made it at home or got it from a better place. And my comparison is my sociocultural perspective on fried rice is much different than those of Chinese or Asian culture. I've grown up with Western styled food and the culture that comes along with it. So my knowledge on various foods and their different cultures is limited. And being a picky eater, I do not always venture outside my comfort zones. And in trying this dish and learning more about it, I have been open to more of the culture and history that comes with it. My family does not put much emphasis on the culture and history of the food we eat as compared to many families, so that deeply changes my perspective on a lot of foods. So, and what I'm saying in that is, my family never really focused on the culture of the foods we eat, and it is all very basic American foods. So, I don't have as good of knowledge on that type of stuff as, say, a kid that was born into a family that was very rich in culture and in the foods they ate. And those are my references.